Another week, another theme song. I shouldn't even continue if I don't have a theme song. And I apologize today for everyone who's listening, and probably by way of attrition and how the numbers are going, we might just have one person listening this time. We are in episode 4. Welcome to Lofty Ideas. My name is Brian Hannaford. I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore if I want to. Maybe it's just a place for me to express my thoughts and see how the album that has been chosen will be, how it fits into my life. And I guess that's maybe the whole appeal. We got some background noise. We have some construction going on outside the room. Actually, there will always be construction going on here because we moved into this townhouse here in Ohio City. We're one of 4 units, and the fourth one, actually, I don't even believe the ones next door are finished. I got to tell you, these guys, I don't think they know what they're doing. Straight up. There's just problems here that have just never got done, and they never seem to know when inspections are going to be happening. For someone who's running a whole project, just nobody knows anything. I'm sure you all know how this works in your jobs and your business and everything, and if you're successful, you can tell when some people are just making it through life somehow. And anyways, that's what we're here to talk about today. I'm just kidding. What am I doing? I'm on a tangent here. We haven't even got going. Today, of course, we're here to discuss the album This Music May Contain Hope by Ray, a brand new album and a brand new artist to me. Although I looked in their history just through Wikipedia, looks like they've actually had a long career. I think they're 28 years old. They're British. They may have been active in the music scene, at least in the recording industry, for the last 7. So they're a big deal. But I just want to talk about some things that happened in the week for me. And actually some things that happened in the week tie into what are happening today. This album sort of has this noir and in some ways old school feel, though it's very new, it's very modern. But this week I happened to see the first episode of Nicolas Cage's Spider Noir, which is filmed in noir style. It's from another era. It's very new because it sounds great. I guess you have the option of watching it in black and white. You also have the option of watching it in color. It's just a well-filmed, well-made looking show. And the cool thing is there's actually this musical interlude that happens in it that almost fits into this album, and I can't remember the name of the song. Just know that first episode is kind of mind-blowing, and I gotta get into it. So there's 8 episodes. I've seen 1, and I'm interested. And apparently, if you're a nerd out there, it has nothing to do with the original Spider-Man. It's actually not even mentioned. He's just the spider or something like that. So it's like a whole nother world where Spider-Man doesn't exist, but he has these spider powers, and it's kind of a different New York or whatever city they're saying it is. But I thought it was cool. I thought it fit in with the music I was listening to today. So I also want to say that over the weekend we got to experience a power outage. Sunday night there was a power outage of 6 hours, and it felt like forever. You don't realize how much stuff is, how much you really need power until you don't have it. But 6 hours isn't too bad. I had some people on the other side of town, someone I work with, that said that she was out of power for 3 days. I couldn't even imagine, because I don't read. I can play music, but it was so dark up here that it was hard to read music or do anything. So I got to play around a little bit of guitar, but up here it was way too dark, especially from 3 o'clock to 9 p.m. that night. Anyways, we have survived. We listened to the album of the week, and that album, of course, is This Music May Contain Hope by Ray. And I'll just start off by saying this album, if it's not already in the contenders, it could be the album of the year. Could be a Grammy award-winning album. I mean, it's going to win an award. We don't know which award it's going to win, but from first listen, the concept and everything, the spoken word, the interludes, and then the amazing musical numbers, I just can't believe that someone put something out like this. It's one of those albums that seems vintage, but it was made right now, and it feels timeless and just a piece of art. Sometimes you're listening to a record and it hits you for different emotional reasons. This one hit me as like you're almost jealous that someone can make something this cool. So, album review. This music may contain hope. Here are your top 5 songs to listen to. Now, this one's weird to put in the top 5, but it's just something so interesting. So if you're a musician, an artist, or a writer, or just anybody who's done anything that you owe thanks to somebody else, I would start with the track Fiend. It's the last song of the album, and if you didn't know, this is a concept album. It tells a story the whole way through, and so there's musical interludes and everything like that kind of take you through story. The ending of this, it's like Fiend. It's the last track of the album. It has the full Hollywood orchestral sound, and it's like a personal statement. You've made it to the end, basically. And then they go through a musical thank you, as if it was the album liner notes at the end of the album. She thanks the producers, people who worked on the album, mixing sound, all that stuff. So she basically names them, but in a musical way. And it's an amazing sound, right? The next song, number 4, Where Is My Husband? You don't have a husband. Sorry, that's a Bridesmaids reference. Ellie Kemper, shout out. Her other great line is, I'm gonna check on your chests. Brad Big from 21 Jump Street. But anyways, Where Is My Husband? Rhythm, funky, old school, almost like old school Janet Jackson in some way. I don't know, I think there's the music video. I think it's a current single for Ray right now. So Where's My Husband? Rhythmic, funky sounds. It's just an amazing sounding record. And when I'm saying a sounding record, I'm talking about production value. You got to listen to this thing, turn it up, because it's an experience. Experience. Okay, here we go. We're getting deeper. Number 3, WhatsApp Shakespeare. This one, the music is just outrageous, because not only is it has her style like this kind of funky R&B thing, there's this classical elements, this trilling flute, you know, through the whole thing, and it has this like beat that just drops there. So it's just a killer song. You just have to listen to it. I'm sure I'm playing some interludes right now, because I better be, because all I hear in my headphones is the construction happening outside. I'm like, what are we doing? By the way, for behind the curtain, it's like 8:30 a.m. I'm just so tired of seeing these guys work on this thing, and I hate walking out the door and having to do like, hey, how you doing, and like talk about shit. And they're nice guys, and I'm a nice guy, but I'm just tired of like seeing them and having them not complete stuff. Can't someone just move in next door and get bothered by us? No, I'm just kidding. The last thing we want is then someone getting complained about music or something like that. Anyways, I'm just going through something with them. Anyways, okay, the top two I got a little more information on. By the way, this whole album was given to me by my wife, Michelle, who's a musician, who was even a music teacher. She grew up playing piano and the flute, and she doesn't work in music anymore, but she is in events and everything like that. But so it really makes sense that this was like, you know, something she's like, you got to listen to it. Her style in some cases is just like me. She does like Motion City Soundtrack, but her first, you know, concert was Chicago. I think maybe Eric Clapton. She's got a little more classical background in training and everything like that. So she loves Chicago. She loves Celine Dion, Kelly Clarkson. She was, you know, a pop person. You know, of course, I took her to, we went to the Sphere in Vegas last year for the Backstreet Boys. So pop is more of her thing, and it makes sense, along with her classical music training and background, that this album, you know, would inspire her, and that she would actually say, hey, Brian, you should listen to this. Okay, so number 2, this song is called Joy. I just put inspiring. I think there's this like upbeat, it's like a quick pace. Anyways, it's just like one of those classic, almost gospel funk tunes, and There's a line here: I may cry through the night, but my joy comes in the morning. I may cry through the night, but my joy comes in the morning. It's such a cool line, and the horn section, horn interludes, so worth it. And it makes me think that, oh, Michelle probably heard this and thought maybe a little bit about Chicago, one of the great horn sections in popular music history. If you're not familiar with Chicago, where to start? Saturday in the Park, they keep on making albums. They have so many albums, it's just like Chicago 14, 15, and so on, and they just keep going. I don't think the original members are left, but they still are touring. They're still out there, so if you can catch Chicago, they're kind of like doing the same thing that Foreigner does. I saw Foreigner a couple summers ago, and Foreigner had nobody in the group. Everybody was technically a foreigner in the band, meaning there's nobody original, but they're still performing those songs. And apologize, I still hear the saw outside. This may be the worst recording of all time. I'm not prepared for this. I may never do this again, but it's still fun to talk about music and everything. Okay, the number one song this week is Click Clack. Click Clack Symphony, something like that. I should have done more notes on it. This one, Click Clack, Click Clack. And it almost has super classical, almost do, me, re, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Just some amazing melodies. And this one also, it says featuring Hans Zimmer, so I think Hans Zimmer wrote the score to it. Maybe he plays a little bit in the background. But this song has just, it's just going to become a big female anthem. This will be an award-winning song. This will be an award-winning album. Click Clack Symphony is one of the coolest things I've heard this year, and it just makes you want to dance. I don't know if there's a music video, haven't looked it up, but I wish there was a full-on dance number. You could almost perform this to open up the Grammys that she's going to win for Best Album of the Year. Guaranteed it. Let's put the money down. Prediction market now. Ray, no one's going to see this coming. This is a Grammy-winning album. This music may contain hope, and it also, one last shout out to something that this album, with that album title, makes me think of that, Chance the Rapper album, Music's All We Got. It's like that opening track. This ain't the outro, this is the intro. Anyways, go check out, I'll put up that album right here for Chance the Rapper, because it makes me think of that. But then again, you don't have to worry about Chance the Rapper. There's something inspiring for everybody. A well-written album, well-produced, amazing orchestrations, a sonic experience if you've ever had it. Now, it might not be the album to go walking to. I think you can drive to this. It sounds great in the speakers. You might want to just sit home and do your favorite, type of activity, drink, smoke, whatever you're into. Just kind of sit down, let the lights down low, and listen to this album. Something that you would give the respect to, say like a Pet Sounds, a Sgt. Pepper's, A Day in the Life of. Give this one some respect. Turn off everything and just listen. Remember, we're always thinking about where we're listening to music. In 2026, everything's right here in the pocket. We're not carrying around records. We are totally mobile. We're always probably doing something, and music is sometimes our soundtrack to grocery shopping, walking, anything. Just the AirPods, the headphones are always on. This is an album that I think we need to get back to our grassroots of just listening. I always think about people, pre-19th century, pre-recording. How were people accessing music? You were either playing it yourself or you were going to listen to it. Now later on, you might listen to it like your record player, your Victrola, you've cranked up, and then you crank it, then you sit there and listen. Or someone's playing it, you're playing it yourself. So the consumption, we just listened and focused to the composition and the actual performance a little bit more. It just depends on if we can focus. Can we multitask? Are we giving it as much respect? That's just what we have to do for some things. Of course, some things want to make you move, they want to make you dance, and some of this album will do that. But I'm just saying, take some time in some of the records you like. Sit down, try to do nothing else but listen, like the old days, pre-headphones, pre-recordings. Think about a life that would experience just sound. And that's why probably music was so big. Before the visual was there, that was all we had. And you could only do it if people had the magic to make it, the skills to make it. And think about that. So put some respect on this album. This is the 2026 or 27, depending on how this works out. This will win a Grammy. This music may contain hope. I hope this podcast gave you a like and subscribe. But I might not ever do this. If magically, I don't know, 100 people like this thing or whatever, or at least 100 people would watch this today, maybe I'd come back. But I don't know. I just don't have too much time. I started this new role. It's getting busier already. And the truth is, to edit this thing, put it together, I don't know. This music may contain hope, but I don't know if Lofty Ideas does. So for now, vaya con Dios. Hasta luego. Adios, muchachos.